what's up, YouTube? Your host, King Gio. You might see some darkness because I'm driving. I'm going to training today because I have a job. And then after 6 months that we did this job, I passed probation. And then we have to do another training for another 10 days. We have to go all the way down from where I live at an hour drive when we could have done this through in the internet. Like we had one training a few weeks ago that we did this on the internet. We did it on camera. We did it on Microsoft Teams, and it worked perfectly. It's a month ago. I'm sorry. So anyway, so you can see a little bit of darkness because where I'm going to be driving at, there'll be some darkness. I live in the country, so anyway, I want to tell you a story, and I want you people to tell me, was I wrong? Where did I go wrong? I know where I went wrong. Where did I go wrong? Okay, back in 1992, I moved to Florida. All right, me and Florida and I didn't get along for whatever reason, blah, blah, blah. In 1993, I met this young lady in West Palm Beach. I met her the first day we met. We talked and blah, 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 blah. So the girl looked at me. The first thing that I did ask her, because I was 21 years old, I asked her, how old are you? You know, I'll be 17 going to 18 in a few weeks. Which I said, okay, cool. 17 to 18, that's nothing, you know. So she goes to the house, she moves in. We were together like for 4 months, right? And like in the 4th month, she tells me, well, within that 4th month period, she tells me that she's pregnant. And I'm like, all right, I'm cool with that, you know. I told her what I thought with my best friend, them, my girl's pregnant, all that kind of stuff. And we had, you know, her and I had a good time. We had a great time. She had her issues. She smoked weed. That was with me. And I used to have an alcohol problem. You know, and she always like, you know, why don't you chill? Why don't you stop drinking and smoke weed? I'm like, weed's not my thing. You know what I'm saying? So one day at the house, she tells me that she got to tell me something. Like what? She goes, I'm not really 17 going to 18. I said, how old are you? She goes, 16 going to 17. And man, that freaked me out. I'm like, hell no, I'm going to jail for that, you know. I know the law. So I said, you gotta go. So the next day I called her father, and her father came and picked her up. Right? So then he picked her up, and then like 3 or 4 days later, while we're supposed to call my best friend, he comes in with her. And she moves in with him. I'm like, what the fuck? Mind you, she's pregnant with my baby. I'm like, yo, you know, I come from the streets. I'm from New York. I'm from the South Bronx. And the South Bronx or Puerto Rican, it doesn't matter. There's something that you don't do. And you don't go around your boy's back. And you end up going out with his ex-girl. Plus, you don't move with his ex-girl back to the house to move in with you. This is shit that you just don't do. Well, anyway, so that happened, right? So one day at the house, she comes over on her birthday. She's still going out with my boy, or my ex-boy. And she looks astonishing. It's for her birthday, July 28th. I remember that was yesterday, July 28th, 1973, I'm sorry. And she looked beautiful. Like, I never seen her like that. Her name is Victoria. I never seen her like that. I was like, wow, Vicky, you look great. So I'm like, okay, fine. So she came with him. And an hour later, I said, I gotta talk to you. So we were talking in the bathroom and whatnot. And whatever happened, right? And at the end, I said, listen, Vicky, I'm sorry, you know, for me telling you to go home. You know, I was scared, man. You know, there's a 5-year difference. There's a law here in Florida. They're very strict on that. I don't want to get caught because of that shit. You know, I care about you. I love you. You know, and I want to go back out with you. I was taking that risk. I didn't care. And then she was like, you know, Gio, you know, I didn't come here to go see Joseph. That was my supposed friend. I came here to see you. And then we talked. We were in the bathroom for 3 hours. And then it was like around 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. And she had to go home. So she went home. I drove her home. She asked me, can she drive? I said, yeah, go out and drive. So she went home. And here I was thinking that she was going to say yes to me and stuff like that. Nope. My friend somehow found out my roommate found out, and he decided that he was going to coke her up. That's what he did. He did coke. And my girl at that time was doing marijuana. I can't compete with coke. Never have, never will. So that was the end of that me wanting to be with her. So then one day, the chef of the restaurant that we lived in, that we worked in Loxahatchee, Florida, bought the restaurant. And when he bought the restaurant, he bought the house that came with the restaurant, and that's where we were living at. He one day came and said, Joseph, you can stay. Vicky, you can stay. But Chio, you gotta go. I'm like, what the fuck did I do to you? So he said, I gotta go. So I said, all right, no problem. I gotta go. And I figured that my baby's mom was gonna say, Joseph, that's my baby's stepfather. He can go. He goes, I go, whatever. Nothing. No one said anything. My best friend at that time didn't say anything, didn't back me up, didn't do nothing. I said, okay. So I left over to Miami. I went over to a crack friend's house, which is horrible. That time I was on probation. And I told my probation, listen, I gotta go back to New York. I can't stay here. I'm in the crack house. This is not my thing. She was like, well, you gotta finish your probation. If not, you gotta pay what you owe. In Florida, you gotta pay for your probation. Pay what you owe. And whatever. Listen, man, I cannot stay here. Find me someone, give me a shelter. Yeah, I don't know. Then you know what? Do what you gotta do. So I went over and I went back to New York. I'm going to New York. I'm talking to my baby's mom, and how the baby's doing and stuff like that. So then one day, I go back to Florida in January of '94. My daughter was born in March of '94. So I go out there. So on a Saturday, I remember that. And I asked her, I said, yo, Vicky, I'm going to go to Florida, and I want to see you. Well, I can't see you. I said, why? Well, I can't see you. I'm busy. I said, all right, whatever. So I made it to Florida. When I got to Florida, I called her up. I said, yo, Vicky, I'm here. You want to come see me? No, I can't. Okay, fine. 1 o'clock in the morning comes. My phone rings in the hotel room, and it's her. Gio, can I see you? What the fuck you doing on this? Well, I need to see you. All right. Here I am thinking, okay, she came over. We're going to talk. I'm going to convince her to come back with me to New York. We're going to raise a family out there. To my surprise, she comes over with Joseph. Joseph comes over with 2 homeboys. And when I go downstairs, I'm like, what the fuck is this? I'm like, what the fuck are you doing with Joseph here? I came here to ask you for some money. They say, what? You came here to ask me for money? And then you fucking bring this asshole, and then you bring these 2 other assholes with you, JoJo? And the other asshole was like, yo, man, we calling the asshole. I said, listen, man, shut the fuck up. You like to fucking beat the shit out of all of you now. Yo, Joe, this is disrespectful. You coming to me with my baby's mom. What's wrong with you, bro? Yeah. And you're gonna say something. You know what? Don't say shut up. What do you want, Vicky? Well, I want money. Because I need to do this, I need to do that. I said, you actually came all over here to ask me for money. When you got a man right there, he's a chef and does coke. And you're asking me for money. So I gave her what I had, and she left. Now check this out. Now, this is the interesting part. So they leave, and they don't come back. The following day, I was supposed to leave. So I get my breakfast and all that kind of stuff. And as I'm walking up the stairs, I see a van that said SWAT. And I said, oh shit. Put on my jacket, I come outside. When I turn around, boom, Gio. The police. I'm like, what? Well, we warrant out for your arrest. I'm like, oh shit. So it was from that probation that I told you that I left, remember? That I had squandered. So they arrested me. Here I am in the police car. A nice Muslim, I say. And I said to myself, what the fuck? Now, mind you, and let me go back a little bit. A few months before this, I had gotten a call from a lawyer in Boca Raton that my baby's mom wanted to give up the baby for adoption. And they needed my consent. And I said, no, I'm not giving up my baby for adoption. I want to raise it with my wife, my baby's mother. So he kept on. So here we go. And I'm in the police car, and I said, yo, officer, me ask you a question. How the hell did you know that I was here? It's over because last night one of my colleagues stopped Vicky because she was in a passenger car with the other 3 guys, and when we approached, they ran. And when they ran, and we checked the car, they had half a kilo of coke in the car. I said, "What?" Yep. And then we asked her what she was doing. She said she was visiting her baby's father. Gave us your name. We ran it, and it came out. I'm like, "Oh, okay, go." And the cop said, "You know what? You seem like a cool guy, man. I will let you go right now. You don't deserve this. I have a warrant. You have a warrant. I can't help you out like that, but I got you." I said, "Don't worry about it, man. You're doing your job, bro. It is what it is." So I was pissed because here you are, you callously bringing my baby's mom to my hotel room, and you got drugs in your fucking car. How fucking stupid can you be? I mean, I don't blame her because she's young and she's a lonely, but she's under the influence, you know. So I don't, fine, whatever, you know what I'm saying? So I get to the jail. I called my brother-in-law at that time. I said, "Listen, cancel my plane ticket because I'm not gonna go." And then I call her and I said, "Yo, what the fuck's wrong with you? What the fuck are you doing with Joseph? Oh no, Gio, you know what? You fucked up. You know what? You wanted the adoption. Remember, I told you I didn't want to give baby birth for adoption. But you fucking up. I can't do this. I'm not gonna put the baby in jeopardy because of you." And mind you, I was an alcoholic. You know, so I said, "You know what? Tell those lawyers to come and visit me, and I'll sign the papers. I'll sign the adoption papers." That's what they did. That was on a Saturday. On a Sunday, I get a visit from the lawyer from Boca Raton to sign the paper. But before I signed, I was like, "You know what? Gio, can you take care of their baby? Can you do this? Can you do that?" And the answer was no, because I was drinking. I was an alcoholic. So I asked the lawyer, "Is my baby going to go to a good home?" He said, "Yes. You know, the parents, the one of them is a doctor. One is a lawyer, and the other is a teacher." Just like that. I said, "Okay, fine." So I signed. So here I am thinking that my daughter was going to get her for adoption, but I didn't know it was my daughter at that time because I didn't know the sex. So I go up to the judge the following week. The judge lets me go. He reinstates my probation because I explained to him I can't stay in the streets. So he reinstated my probation to another year. I said, "Fine." I went back to New York. As I'm in New York, I gave my baby's mom a call. She's not there. She's in the hospital. She's giving birth. She already gave birth, I speak. I said, "Oh, crap." So and then I was like, "Okay, fine. Here I am. She gave birth. We get for adoption." So I give her a call. That was on a Tuesday. So I try to call Tuesday to the hospital. I can't get through. So I called Wednesday afternoon. When I called Wednesday afternoon, I called the West Palm Beach Hospital. And I said, "Can I speak to Victoria?" And what's her last name? And they said, "Oh, she already left with her daughter." I said, "Left with her daughter? I thought you were going to give her up for adoption." Anyway, so I said, "Okay, fine." And then I called her and I said, "Vicky, what happened? I thought you were going to give the baby up for adoption." "Oh no, I decided I changed my mind." "Okay, no problem. What's her name?" Told me the name. Like, "Oh, okay." And I was ecstatic, guys. I mean, I was really, really ecstatic. I bought boxes. I bought a box of cigars. I gave them out. Like, I gotta get down to Florida, so I borrowed some money, and I went down to Florida that same Saturday. So I go visit her Saturday, and I'm thinking, mind your mother's white, blonde, blue eyes. They all like that. So here I am thinking I want to see my daughter white with green eyes and blue eyes, blonde hair. And to my surprise, the girl looked just like me. Oh, did you see my daughter? She looked just like my sister. And I saw her. She's like white, black hair, and black eyes. I was like, ah. Well, you know, I held her in my arm, told her how much I loved her. And I was telling to my daughter's mom. And she was like, "Well, Gio, don't forget that on Monday, we got to sign the birth certificate." I said, "Yeah, I know, Vicky, I know, but got to make sure you got to be there early because on Monday, I have to go back to work." I just started work at the airport. I was a ramp agent. I was a ramp agent. I was cleaning planes. So I had to get back to work. I just started. I said, "Okay." But that Monday came, she never showed up, but I had to go to work. So I took a plane. I came back to New York. When I came back to New York, she was like, Gio, we need to talk. I said, okay. And I need support with my daughter. I said, yeah, just tell me what you want. I'm Vicky. I don't mind. So she gave me the amount, and that's what I was sending her every week. When my daughter was born in March, comes July, I remember July the 2nd, she calls me up and says that she couldn't take care of our baby because it was too much. She was overwhelmed. I said, fine, no problem. I go pick her up. I spoke to my sister. So I was staying at my sister's house, and my sister said, yeah, you know, your daughter can stay here with us. So my sister spoke to her then husband, and they booked a ticket that same day. That was July the 2nd. We left to Florida July the 3rd. We went down there, but before I went down there, I got a call by the Department of Social Services, and I spoke to a woman, and she said, "Listen, the reason that I want to talk to you because, from my understanding, is that you're taking your daughter to New York." I heard, yeah, because Vicky says she can't take care of her. I was like, "You're fine, but there are some things that I have to tell you. Your daughter cries a lot." I'm like, "What you mean she cries a lot?" Her cry is not usual as babies. If you weren't aware, your daughter was born. She was born addicted to crack cocaine. I'm like, okay, and she's weaning off of that. And when it comes to that weaning, she cries a lot. I said, all right, Kate, that's cool. Thank you for telling me that. And then she goes, I'm gonna ask you a question. Are you from the mafia? I'm like, what the fuck you talking about me from the mafia? Yeah, because the baby mom, Vicky, said, you're from the mafia. I said, lady, if I were from the mafia, would I be calling you collect? She goes, yeah, that makes sense. I don't know what he would be telling you, but no. And then we picked up my daughter, and I wasn't the best, to be honest with you. I was still drinking. My sister was doing to help me out with my daughter, for the most part. And but I was trying. And then my sister took her to Puerto Rico, and my sister said that my daughter used to cry a lot. I never heard of it. I was over to sleep. But my sister did say that she did cry a lot. So one day, my sister decided to call her grandmother to go pick her up. Something happened between my sister and I. The grandmother came and picked her up. Okay? And then I didn't see my daughter for quite some time. Then I'm dating this Italian girl. We were together for a year and some months. And then I call my daughter every day, every other day, to see how she was doing. And we spoke for her phone, stuff like that. And then comes one day, I don't speak to the baby's mom no more. I'm like, what's wrong with her? You know, something's wrong with her? So all of a sudden, on a Saturday, she calls me out of the blue. And she says, Gio, we gotta talk. I'm like, go ahead, talk, Vicky. Like, listen, can we go to Puerto Rico? And we take Priscilla with us. And we start a family there. And I'm like, Puerto Rico? You know, Vicky never even mentioned Puerto Rico. She didn't even want to go to Puerto Rico when I asked her to. And I said, listen, I can't. I'm engaged. I can't do nothing like that. She goes, you know what? Then go fuck yourself. And she hung up the phone with me. And then I thought, it took like 2 minutes, like, wait, something wrong with her? But she's never mentioned Puerto Rico. Could there be something? I picked up the phone. I called her right back in 2 minutes. She didn't pick up the phone. That was the last I've heard of her. Comes May of 1996, I get a phone call from my grandfather saying that Vicky's missing and to please go pick up Priscilla. I said, okay, fine. This was on a Wednesday. I said, okay, fine. I'm off Friday and Saturday, so I'll take it off. I'm off Tuesday and Wednesday. That was Wednesday. I said, I'm off today, but I'm going to take off and I go pick her up on Saturday. That was Wednesday. Friday came. Grandfather called me and said, Giovanni, never mind. I was like, what happened? They found Vicky's body. They went, what? They found my baby's mom's body. I said, oh shit. I said, okay, fine. I'm not gonna go. No, I figured the grandmother was distraught, stuff like that, so I stood in New York. So after that, I still kept calling my daughter every day. Because I wanted to be in her life every day. The grandmother never liked me. For whatever reason it is. My daughter's mom never liked them. Because when she was living with me, Vicky, she always at nighttime, she always used to cry. And so one day, I said, "Yo, baby, let me say something. Why are you always crying when you sleep?" And she explained to me a story about that her father touched her. I don't know if it's true, this is her story, that her father touched her and he was going to hit her with a baseball bat. But her sister took the baseball bat away from her. I'm like, really? And I wanted to corroborate the story one time. So I asked her sister Melissa, was this true? And she said, yeah, it's true. I took the bat away from her. So she never got along with her mother and father because she said she told her mom, and her mom didn't believe her. And that's when all the spat started. Like I said, I don't know if the story is true, but this is what she said, and I tend to believe her. And Mr. Roy is no longer here to defend himself. So I want to leave it as that, because I don't like talking and have no one that can defend himself. So that happened. I was when I called her back, I was gonna say, you know what? What's going on? Had she told me there was something going on, trust me, I would have taken out a plane ticket and I would have gotten booked back to New York. But she never told me to leave another corner just on a fuck you. That shit killed me. Man, when I saw the report of how they killed my baby's mom, it was, to this day, this happened in 1996. To this day, they still haven't caught the person who did this. So, I was distraught. I was hurt. You know, they killed an innocent 18-year-old girl. They beat an 18-year-old girl. That's a different story. So, and then our aunt Melissa came to Connecticut one time with my daughter to West Haven, and I went to West Haven, saw my daughter, started playing with my daughter, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna ask Melissa out, because at least if she says yes, because Melissa always liked me. At least if Melissa says yes, I can watch my daughter with Melissa, and she'll help me out. But something inside me said, one part wanted me to, but the other part said no because it didn't look right. Me asking my baby's mom's aunt to go out with me, I just didn't feel right. That's what I wanted to do, but my feelings said no, so I never asked them. And then she on that same day, she told me, Gio, I know who killed Vicky. And I said, tell me. I said, she goes, I can't. She goes, I give you $10,000 if you do something. I'm like, listen, don't worry about the money. I don't care about the money. Let me know who did it. And I saw her the day before she was going to leave to go back to Florida, which was that Sunday. And she never got a chance to tell me, because a few months later she was in a car with a guy, or a drug dealer, and they got into a crash and she died, but another drug dealer. So I never got the chance to know who the person was. So here I was, going out with this Italian girl. We break up, the Italian girl and I break up. She decides to go out with somebody else, which I didn't care. And at one point in time, she took out an order of protection out on me. Now mind you, this girl broke up with me. I didn't care. Her boyfriend was scared of me. I don't know why, because I never met him. So one time, when she got the order of protection on me, I went to Puerto Rico, I came back. We started seeing each other again, the Italian girl and I. While she was seeing me, she was dating the other guy, and she was taking the guy to his job and then come pick me up. I didn't know. When I did find out, I said, no, you're crazy. You can't be doing that. I won't do that. Don't do that. I don't like that. So the order of protection came out because of him. Now, mind you, I never met this guy before. So the order of protection came out. I went to Puerto Rico. I came back. While the order of protection was still on, her and I were talking. We were seeing each other. And just out of the blue, December the 6th, she got on, man, I don't want to see you, blah, 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 blah. Then I said, you know what? Could at least we see each other one more time so I can say goodbye. That was my mistake. So then, when I went to see her, she had a 5-0 waiting for me. A 5-0 waiting while I'm arresting me. I did 3 weeks in jail. I got back out. But in those 3 weeks I was in jail, I always called my baby mom. And I always called my daughter. but no one picked up the phone. This man knew that I was calling. He never picked up. He knew that I called every day, and I was in jail. I could only make a call every Tuesday. I spoke to him one time. I told him where I was. So I got out of jail, and 3 weeks later, this girl again had me arrested because she said that I followed her, which I didn't follow her. And I'm not going to go into all this, but if I would have taken the case to court, I would have won, because when she said that I followed her, I was somewhere else. I was with witnesses somewhere. I was with my probation officer. I was in the school picking up my niece. I went to church. For she lived there where I lived, there was no way. And the point was that I had my witnesses. So they gave me a year in jail. I go, and every Tuesday I call. Every Tuesday we had Catholic services. In Catholic services, the priests were able to. They gave you a phone call, but they didn't let you do long distance. But I call long distance anywhere. I sold my lunches. I sold dinners so they could do a 3-way so I can speak with my daughter. No one, there was 8. And that year I did 8 months. No, and I was in Rikers. No one picked up the phone. So finally, when I get out, August 28th, 1996, I called this man. It's 4 o'clock in the morning, I couldn't go. But I called this man early in the morning. This motherfucker has the audacity to tell. I said, can I speak to my daughter? He said she's no longer here. What you mean she's no longer there? I gave her up for adoption. What the fuck you mean you gave her up for adoption? Yeah, my wife died. I can't take care of her, blah, blah, blah. I said, what are you talking about? I said, Roy, I've been calling you for the past 9 fucking months, and you don't pick up the phone. You know my sister's number. And you know that if I'm calling you every Tuesday or I'm calling you every day, and don't you think that if I don't call you or I stop calling you, that there's something wrong, that you could have called my sister and asked for me? That shit got me heated. And then I said, where is she? Oh, she's with a good family. You know, the father's a doctor, and the mother's a teacher. I'm like, oh, okay. All right, no problem. And I hung up the phone. You know, and then I got out of jail the 28th. I found out that she died, his wife died a day before I came out of jail. So that means you gave my daughter up before your wife died. Mind you, he had 2 other daughters. Okay? So he gave up my daughter. My theory was this. My theory was that the story that my baby mom told me about her and her father is probably true. This man probably felt guilty and he didn't want to have this on his conscience. Why didn't he give up his 2 other daughters? Which he could have. He could have sent it to an aunt or something like that, but he didn't. He kept those 2 and gave away my daughter. I said, okay, fine. Time passed by. I was looking for my daughter. I couldn't find her. I said, you know what? I'll turn to wait to see she turns 18. When she turned 18 years old in 2012, I put out an ad in an adoption site. And like 2 months later, she reaches out to me through Facebook. And I was expecting, oh shit, my daughter, she's writing to me. So this was in March, this was in April of 2012. And I went to Florida in August of 2012. So, and then we finally meet. You know, she's as beautiful as she was when she was a baby. We started talking. Her parents were there. Her adopted parents, her parents were there. And we spoke, and everything was cool. And then we left to go with one of our friends and stuff like that. So as I'm trying to establish a relationship, from one moment to another, she decided that she doesn't want a relationship with me. She wants time. I said, okay, fine. I can respect that you want time. But understand that I was overwhelmed with, you know, that I just found my daughter. So I always kept calling her. Hey, how you doing? How are you? Are you okay? Yeah, I'm okay. But did I tell you? Give me time. Oh yeah, okay. I know. I'm sorry. Those were mostly my conversation. Come her birthday, I would send her a gift. Come Christmas, I send her a gift or a card, whichever I could afford at that time. And that bothered her. It really bothered her because you're not giving my time. You're not giving my space. I said, yeah, Priscilla, you know, I'm overwhelmed. You know, I haven't seen you in years. You know? And my wife was telling me, Gio, give her space. My daughter, give her space. I was trying to give her that space. But at the same time, like, I want to see my daughter. I want to be my daughter's life. I miss so much, you know. So and that's what happened. So then I did that. Then she got mad at me. She didn't talk to me. And then I just kept on sending him, like, Christmas time I sent her a card. My birthday I would send her a card. But that's it. That's how far everything went, because I stopped sending her stuff. You know, once in a blue moon, I would write her on Facebook, hey, how you doing? She's never going to respond. And when she did respond, it was it was more of a go fuck yourself kind of a response, you know? So I was like, okay, fine. And then I've tried to establish a relationship with her. And I would write something for Christmas, I would write something for her birthday, and she would get mad. And a few months ago, in one of our conversations, she had told me that she didn't want to get to know me because all she really wanted to do was to know who she was, where she came from, and that's it. I can respect that, and that's what you want, right? So mind you, we spent 10 years without seeing each other. We haven't seen each other. We don't talk. And then I spoke to her like a few months ago. She goes, just give me time, and I'll reach out to you. Okay, that's reasonable. That's cool. So a few months back, I write to her, it's her birthday, I say happy birthday. And that's it. My mother's birthday is in July, but as you know, my mother's dead. So I said, listen, happy birthday to your mom. So March to July. And the hurricane came. I said, are you guys okay? And then, and that's it. And like, there were like 4 messages in a span of 4 months that she never read until the other day. I said, well, she's not going to read them, so I'm going to just delete them. So I deleted them. And she called me 2 days ago. And instead of talking to me like a human being, she's cursing me out. Oh, you're an F asshole. You fucking this. You fucking that. You know, my mother never loved you. I keep telling you to stop calling me. But I don't call her. And you're communicating to me. You're cyber stalking me. You're fucking... She goes, you're a pedo because my mother was 16 and you were 22. She was 17. But anyway, I digress. You know, and when like I said before, when I found out, she went home. And she never loved you. You know, it was a sicko. She never loved you like that. You know, if my mother loved you, she would have put you on a birth certificate. You know, she's saying things that she doesn't know because she was not there of what happened. I know that her mother loved me. We spent time together. We've established that. So I'm not going to argue with someone that doesn't know anything. And I understand that she's venting. I understand that she's mad because I was not there. But this is what it all boils down to. You know, and I'm a father, right? I raised my second daughter on my own. If you haven't seen that story when my daughter was born, her mother left us at 10 months old, and I raised my daughter on my own from 10 months old on in Puerto Rico. My daughter was in private school, thanks to my mom. She went to private school. She went everything. My daughter had nothing. In 2012, they gave me custody of my daughter, full, because my mother had temporary custody. But I always saw my daughter every day. My daughter lived in my house every day. You know, I took my daughter to school every day. I went to work. I was in every single field day, every school play, every game that my daughter played. I was just there. Even when she was mischievous and she behaved bad and she did the things that teenagers do, I was there. Not her mom. Things happened with my daughter that I had to get a lawyer. Who was there? I was there. My wife and I were there. Okay? When we went to New York, she went to a high school. She joined a volleyball team. She was great. They went to the championship team. The championship. Who was there? Me. I spent 8 hours on a Saturday with my wife watching like 15 games. We got there like around 8 o'clock in the morning. We didn't leave around 6 in the afternoon. I was there. Every game. I came out of work. Boom. I go to her game. I never missed one beat with my daughter. Why? Because I know what I did. I know what happened with my daughter. And I know that somewhere she probably is feeling bad. And then when I met my daughter, my first daughter, she was telling me how bad it was when she was going to foster homes, what they did. And trust me, as a father, that shit hurt me inside because I was not there to protect my kid. And that shit hurt me. You know, it touched me inside. I'm like, I'm so sorry, babe. I really wish I was there. but I really am. And she was telling me this thing. So every time she argues with me, she's bringing back the past. And I'm like, yo, get over it. Fine, you don't want to talk to me, fine, this is a girl, she's 28 years old now. This is a girl who in the past 10 years decided not to be in my life. Well, she could have taken those 10 years that we could have been in each other's life, for better or for worse. We could have been either the best of friends in the world, or we could have been enemies, or we could have just left it at that. But she never gave the opportunity, because in one of her remarks, she said one day that she just feel more comfortable with her other side of the family, which is white. And that hurt. So and then when she called the other day, I have it all recorded, all cursing me out, like you're an asshole, you fucking did this, my mother never loved you. And I didn't disrespect her. I said, yeah, whatever. And she said, go fuck yourself. I said, how could I do that? This shit's gonna hurt. I can't fuck myself. Because I didn't want to stoop down to her level, and stuff like that. She gotta grow up. If you feel that pain, then talk to me. Tell me what's going on. You tell me all the time you don't want to get to know me. You don't want to get to know me. Why? I'm not a bad guy. If we sat down and talk, you see a lot of things that we do have in common. Guys, I'm not like that. This is why I don't have kids all over the world, because if I cannot be in my kid's life, there's no point of me being a father. So I always use protection, except for those days that my daughter was born through marriage. Priscilla was born with her mom, but with Priscilla's mom, I wanted to be a father. I really did. I never wanted to be a father before. But something about her that said, okay, I want to be a father with her. I don't know what it was. She was cute. She was real cute. But every time, it's the constant same story. I understand I wasn't there. I understand that I'm an asshole. But I can't take back what already happened. I would love to establish a friendship with her and take it from there. But she makes it difficult. She's hard-headed. I understand you don't want to be with me. Not be with me. You don't want to get to know me? That's fine. But check this out. We spent 10 years. You spent 10 spiteful years of not wanting to talk to me because you say that I cyber-stalked you when all I did was send you a hello, how you doing? When a storm passed by, are you okay? On a birthday, happy birthday. That's it. Not something that was every day, yo, how you doing? No. And for her, she finds that offensive. My other daughter tells her, hey, you know what? I never met my mom, but I wish my mom was that caring for me. And my daughter never met her mom. She was like, I wish she was that caring for me. And then my daughter said, I don't know, it could be a white thing, but that's not the way we are. And I laugh, and I'm like, I want to establish that relationship with my daughter, even if it is a friendship, and we take it on from there. But she's becoming hard-headed, 28 years old, and she's still harping on something from the past that I cannot control. I don't want you to call me daddy. I don't want you to call me dad because I don't deserve that. That title, I have never deserved that title, so I don't want that. But I would like to have a relationship with you. I would like to get to know you. But if that's not what you want, then I can't force you. I can't force her to do something. So I let it be, So her cursing at me, her disrespecting me, it is what it is. I'm not going to stoop down to her level. I know that she's in pain. But I have to move on. But she's my daughter, but life continues. If I would have taken care of her the way I was supposed to do, then I would have never had my second daughter. Then my daughter wouldn't have been alive. My life would have taken a different route. So things happen for a reason. Unfortunate things happen for a reason. And that's something that she has to deal with, which she's not dealing with. She's not dealing with it. So she needs to get away from all these things. And, and if she doesn't want to talk to me for the rest of her life, that's her choice. Because you know why? Because I try to make amends. I know that I cannot bring back the past. I'm not trying to rectify the past. I'm not trying to make up for the past. What I'm trying to do is try to establish something now. I'm 50 years old. I'm only getting younger. She's 28. And the sad thing is, for us to die never really have gotten to know each other. Because if she did, she would. There's a lot of things that I know that she would love about me. There's a lot of things that I know that I would love about her, but she doesn't want to give that opportunity. Which fine, that's understandable. So I let it go a long time ago. Because my wife said, Gio, blah blah blah, you gotta let this go, and I did because I cannot control. I used to go to sleep at night crying because I don't have my daughter. I used to go to sleep at night not being able to. That if I were in Florida, I would have helped her mother out. Had I picked up that, had I said to her, yes, let's go to Puerto Rico. If I would have known that this girl would have had me arrested, all right, for something that I didn't do, you know what? I would have just paid for my daughter's. I would have just paid. We would have just gone to Puerto Rico and that's it. But again, things happen for a reason. And her death, I carried her death with me for 25 years, or for 26. Every day I thought about it. Every day, could have been. I could have. I just can't do it no more. I can't blame myself for something that I didn't do. She was doing something that she was not supposed to be doing, and that's why she got murdered. That's what I'm assuming. From the police report and all that. Because I couldn't carry that burden anymore because it was killing me inside. It was killing me inside that my daughter doesn't want to talk to me. But there are things that I cannot worry about, the things that I cannot control. I worried about the things that I can control. And I can't control what people think, how they think, what they want to say. I can't say it. Okay? So, I wanted to get to know my daughter, but she doesn't want to. But obviously, so I wrote to her when she called me yesterday to insult me. I said, you don't want to spend time with me, you don't want to be me. That's fine. Because you know what? My blood still runs inside you. My last name is inside you. Okay? My blood is inside you. So when you get kids, your kids are going to still, my lineage is still going to run out there. And I'm going to still be that person. I'm going to put my last name, of course. And that's not going to die. And I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that, knowing that, when I die, my last name is still going to carry on. She may not use my last name, but I know it's out there. I know that if they do a DNA, this comes out to this last name. Yes. I can deal with that. There's nothing I can do. I can't sob over something that I cannot control. So I said it the way it was, and I left it at that. And I'm cool with that. She knows that she's more than welcome to come to my house, or she's more than welcome to call me, and my doors will always be there. She can curse me out. She said, "You're not my father. You're just a sperm donor." See the things that she says. By her telling me, she thinks that by her telling me that her mother never loved me, which I know is not true. She thinks that's going to hurt me. And anyone that knows King Gio, I don't get hurt because life is too short. You guys know that my brother passed away last year, and I watched my brother in the funeral, in that casket, and I said, nah, life is way too short. I mean, I've seen people die. I've gone to people's funeral. I went to my uncle's funeral, but I didn't feel that. As I felt when my brother passed away. Not because he's my brother. My brother was 41 years old, and you go off like that at 41 years old. And I'm like, life is too short. Life is way too short for me to be thinking of what if she doesn't talk to me. Why my daughter lives? I can't do that. I really can't. I had a conversation with my youngest daughter yesterday, and we were talking about because my other son moved out, and I said, why doesn't he come to visit his mom? He doesn't visit his mom because every time he goes over there, she's talking about him moving in. I'm like, well, that's his mom. His mom he's my stepson. That's his mom. She's gonna say that. She misses him. She's like, what the hell? I can't be spending every day in my parents' house. For that, you might as well live there. Oh no, I can't do that. I said, Gio, you know what? There are people out there who wish they could be in your shoes. That their parents live 10 minutes away and they can spend time together. People gotta come from other countries or from other state just to visit their parents for a few days because their job doesn't allow them, or where they live doesn't allow them to take that time off and be with their parents. And if you have your father 10 minutes away, you're saying that you don't want to see me every day. And that would be boring. And I told her, the day I die, if that's the case, you don't even come to my funeral. because you're going to be a hypocrite. I don't want hypocrites in my funeral. I'm not going to be there. But you're going to cry for me while I'm dead? Where was those tears? Where was those laughs? Where were those memories when we're alive? Where are those? You know? So I understand her, but like I said, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with the fact that my blood runs in her, and she can marry Mundo Raimundo, and my last name will still run in her blood. She knows she's half white, half Puerto Rican. I think she hates that part being Puerto Rican. That's what she said that one time. I prefer my white. That's what she said. She said, I prefer my white side. Okay. That's cool. Because she has this fixation that I'm going to hurt her. I don't know what her aunts said about me. I don't even know their aunts. I met them because when they were kids, I was at their house. But as them growing up as an adult or teenagers, we never met after her mother passed away. We never seen them since 1992. So when I spoke to my daughter one time, they were saying some weird shit. And my daughter feels like I was going to hurt her. I'm like, what are you talking about? Me hurt you? That's what she said. I didn't speak to you for a while because I thought that you were going to hurt me. I'm like, no, why would I hurt you? You're my daughter. Plus, that's not me. I don't do that. You know, then her aunt said one time, oh no, you talk to her like if she was your girlfriend. And I said, what the fuck's wrong with you people? What are you talking about? That's kind of sick. And then she sent my daughter a letter the other day saying, is he upset with me because I'm a mom? What the fuck? Your mom shit was like 30 years ago. How am I going to be obsessed? That shit sounds so nasty. You know, nasty. So I'm like, you know what? It is what it is. I mean, I want to spend time with her, but I'm just not going to play these little games. You know, I'm 50 years old, about to turn 51. And I can't be looking back in time. You know, when I die, I can't take none of this one. But in the meantime, as I'm alive, I want to enjoy every bit of my life. You know, I want to help everybody that I can. If I got money, I want to help everybody that I can. If I can give the word of God to everybody, tell them, you know, God loves you every single day, I can. I want to. I can't have negativity in my life. That's never been me, and it's not going to be me. Like I said, I love my daughter dearly. She's my world. They both are. But I'm not gonna be, oh, don't talk to me, blah blah blah. You do what you gotta do, and I do what I gotta do. I know that I tried. I'm not the best father in the world. I would never say that because I'm not. I'm not a perfect man. And if I could turn back time, I would. But at the same time, if I could turn back time and raise her, then my daughter wouldn't have been born, my second daughter. So like I said, things happen for a reason. The stories that she told me what she went through in foster home is horrific stories. Those make me cry because as a father, I should have been there. She wouldn't have gone through that. And I was looking forward to my daughter scraping her knees and me being there. My first little heartbroken, all this kind of stuff. That's what I was looking forward to. You know, and I never got that chance because that man decided to give my daughter up for adoption, which without my consent, I could have fallen that tooth and nail, and they would have given back my daughter. But I had no place to live. I had nowhere to go. Where was I going to bring my daughter to? Where were we going to? I had to sober up. That was the biggest part of all. Dude, I want to sober up? Plain answer at that time was no. I never thought about, I should sober up for my daughter. I never thought about that. But that doesn't take away the fact that I love my daughter. It's sad that she feels that way, but there's nothing that I can do. I am trying. I'm trying to stay away. You know, like I said, I just wrote to her, happy birthday to your mom, are you okay? You know, stuff like that. Nothing that she can say cyberstalk, and then she curses me out, which I hate, but there's nothing I can do about that. You know? And just, those are the things, you know, so I'm gonna let that go, let her be. There's nothing I can do. Start, and enjoy my life. Just keep on going. And if she wants to be in my life, amen, she's more than welcome to. I have no problem with that. I would like to get to know her. I would like to get to know her goods, what she don't like it, stuff like that. If she have our kids, I want to like to meet my grandkids. But if it doesn't happen, in the event if it doesn't happen, which I already have it in the back of my head, then it is what it is. It is what it is, you know? I did my part, you know? She said yesterday, oh, the other day I was a sperm donor. I was more than a sperm donor because I just didn't do what I did with your mom just for doing it, got her pregnant just for the hell of it. That was something that her mom and I talked about. And I told her I wanted her to do that. And I told her, Mom, I want you to be the mother of my children's. Not children. Or I want you to be the mother of my child. I want you to be the mother of my children. Because I really thought, even at that age, which I didn't know the age then, but after I thought about it, you know, she got pregnant. Yeah, I could. You know, I want to spend time with her, you know. She wasn't a bad girl. She really wasn't. She was a great girl. She was a great mom. But she got hooked on drugs. When she was with me, all she ever did was weed. But she hooked up with him. I was supposed to be my friend. And he did coke. He was a chef. He made money every day. I can't compete with that. So he hooked her up. You know, so. And that's the way it is. You know, this is why, you know, in my years, in my teenage years, I just didn't sleep with everybody, or I just didn't ejaculate inside a woman just like that. Because I'm being honest. You know why? Because if I cannot take care of a child, if I cannot be in that child's life, there's no point in me creating a life if I'm not going to be there. All right? I can give you child support. What's the point of me giving you child support if I cannot be in a kid's life? If I cannot be there when he or she is playing, when he or she is crying, when he or she is having fun, you know, go here, go there, spend time with my kids. And not just spend time with the mom, that's irrelevant, but spend time with the kids. If I can't do that, then there's no point in me bringing a child into this world. Because I know the importance of a child, even though the parents are not together, I know the importance of the role of a father in a kid's life. I know the role of a mother in a kid's life. I know those things, but I will not subject a child to that. I would not. So, for me not to do that, I might as well just not bring a child into this world. There's no point. So I take this bringing a child thing I take this very seriously. You know, I'm not like any other man that just go, you know, bust a nut in a woman, that's it and leaves. That's not my style. That's not who I am. Never been that way and never will be that way. You know? That's why I always wore condoms and blah, blah, blah. But some people don't think like me. You know, so this is going to be the story, man. Guys, if you want to, girls, leave your message. Let me know what's going on. What you guys think. What should I do? You know, good criticism is good. Bad criticism is good. Like I said, I take nothing personal, guys. When you guys curse me out, when you guys tell me this, you know, those bad comments, when you see them, just make me stronger. Every comment is good, so don't worry about it. I don't get offended very easy. It takes a lot to offend me. You know, but just let me know in the comments below what you guys think, man. And I appreciate you taking your time to listen. If you have not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and do so. And press that bell, and that will let you know. It will notify you when I, King Gio, have uploaded a video. Thanks for watching.